32B model. Before we begin, quick reminder that I do a live stream every day at 2 p.m. Eastern. I don't know which one is playing here.
I'm going to show you how to do.
Oops, what happened there? Sorry, just a second. I lost my the back button here. Okay, there we go. BitChute was playing. So I'm live streaming on YouTube, BitChute, Odyssey. Am I missing one? YouTube, Odyssey, Rumble, and Odyssey. Okay, so back again. So as I was saying, that you're free to join the live chat and post anything about programming or lifestyle topics, and also have a link to the direct live stream, at least on YouTube here. If you don't do it, you can simply watch the video. The video is also embedded in the article. And also be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments, for it helps the channel grow and helps other people find this type of content. And as you guys know, a lot of this AI stuff I'm still learning myself, but a lot of my viewers have helped me with suggestions, and also to, for example, what video GPU I should get, and what applications I should try, especially for my AMD GPU or my AMD build system. Alright, back to this tutorial. So basically, this is not the first time I've used DeepSeek-R1. I tried it on the Alpaca Ollama client, and I also used it before. Actually, I think this month I did it, but that was on the command line. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to build a custom web UI. So we're not going to use any third-party libraries or anything. We're just going to use Python and just HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Pure JavaScript, pure CSS, and obviously HTML5. We're not going to use any third-party libraries in this tutorial. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a night stream. In the night stream, I will improve further on this. So the night stream is going to be at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so let's get started. So as you know, normally most of the AI stuff is done on the command line. That is fine, but sometimes the command line is fine. Don't get me wrong, but for example, I want to ask it about code, not simple answers. So the problem with that is on the command line, I'll still need to grab all that stuff, copy it into an application, and tweak it this way and that way. So I said that's what we'll take care of tonight in the live stream. But visually, you know, it's easier also just to use the web UI. Yes, there's a slight delay, but still, it's worth it, in my opinion. So for the Python part, we're going to use Python's requests and JSON libraries to build a basic framework chat front end. And then the model we're going to use, it's DeepSeek-R1 32B. The 32B stands for 32 billion parameters. It's open source. It's licensed under the MIT license. So that allows free use, modification, distribution, and commercialization of the software, provided the terms are respected. Basically means that you have to keep the license, the license there. So this is why some people have asked me why I do open source, or I review mostly open source stuff. The reason for that is because they don't put those type of restrictions. For example, you notice one thing here. There's no restriction on my use of the model. You know, some of the other models, although the source code is there, the problem is they say that, oh, you can't get the model, you can't use the model for non-safe for work stuff, or what they consider harmful, like, you know what I mean. So they're putting restrictions on us, right? Because they get to decide what is not safe for work, or you know, what is harmful content, and not you. I think you're a better judge of character than they are. But that's not the issue here today. So that's why I like this type of mode. Yes, it might not be as fancy or, you know, as fast as the other ones, but it does what and it respects my freedom. Okay, so when you run Ollama service, you can access its endpoint is usually localhost : 11,434. So to start it, you just type Ollama serve, However, if you don't want to see all the stuff on the command line, you can put the ampersand, and that will get it to run in the background. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna actually, I'll start that in a second. And then if you don't have the model, you can pull the model. So what I did was I was running out of space because I have multiple SSDs. So what I did was I in this you see here, this mount/AI, I created the models here, and that's where the models will be pulled by Ollama. This I should actually call this Ollama models. I don't know why I call them models because that doesn't really make sense. Because I'm actually thinking of switching to Ollama CPP. That one is Ollama is also based on that one, and that one is going to be faster for performance. Unfortunately, the version in Fedora 42 which I'm using doesn't come with the CLI or the command line interface. That one is in Fedora 43, and as of right now, at the time of this recording, in Rawhide. So Fedora 43 was just released a few days ago. However, I like to wait a little while before I upgrade, because last time I upgraded, I think after 1 or 2 days, and my system was broken. I think it was an extension I had, but I said I'm going to wait a little while. So I'm saying I can wait a few weeks or so, even up to a month, before I upgrade to Fedora 43, and then we'll be able to do that. There's still plenty of stuff to do for AI. And you see, this one is the swap file. I explained why I created this swap file, because I was running out of space trying to load this larger models, especially for, I think this was video. So unfortunately, the memory RAM is very expensive right now, so it's not worth it to buy. And also, I don't want to buy DDR4. I think I'd rather spend money on NVM2 drive, because I really do need space. So I think I'll be okay for now. So another thing I'm going to start up is I need to have the fan control. If you guys don't know, I have an AMD Instinct MI60, 32 gigs of HBM2 memory. The problem is, because it's a server GPU, it doesn't come with any cooling system. It's supposed to be cooled by the server fans, the case fans. So I still got it. And I plugged into my workstation. However, obviously it's not a server grade. So I got a 3D printed shroud with a 40mm fan on it, and that does work a pretty good job. So I do have a fan profile here connected on, because it does have temperature sensors. I can use that. But what I found was that it will not be able to keep up when I do anything related to AI, or if I'm using the GPU, for example, for rendering some other things. So I prefer to control it manually. There's two reasons for that. One is it jumps up really quickly, so I can put it, I found like 50%, about 8,000 RPM works extremely well. And another reason is that it's very loud. So I can only, by controlling it manually, obviously when I'm done with it, I can switch off the, or take the fan down to about 2,500 RPM. So that's why I prefer, I'm using this cooler control Damien. It's an app image. So that's the first thing I'm gonna open up. Unfortunately, you have to run it as with elevated permissions. So you have to run it with sudo here. I'm on Fedora 42 in case you guys don't know. I'm using the Wayland desktop, because you see there. So you just run it, and I'm just typing my password here, and it's going to, once it's finished, you see here, I can access it on localhost, and the port number is 11987. So that's, I'm gonna open that up soon. Next is if you're wondering, all the code is here. If you want to follow along, all the code is right here. You see, I have the index file, the CSS, and the Python. It's all there. And I said we're using requests and JSON, and you can see the screenshots here. So I already pulled in the model, but if you need to pull in the model, you can simply just type in Ollama DeepSeek-R1 DeepSeek-R1 32B. That's how you can pull the model in. And all the screenshots are here. This is basically what we're doing today. I'll show you this and how These are all the results. This is the live stream. So you can, so there we do have the live stream here. So with that said, I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna start Ollama. So just type Ollama serve, and oh, if I type Ollama list, I think it should list all the models. Yeah. Oh, it's not running, so I need to type Ollama. So Ollama serve first, Ollama space serve, and then I want to run it in the background. So you just put ampersand, and you can see here. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit so you can read it. You can see it grabs all that stuff. You see it creates all the API points. This is what we're going to use to, we can control it in different way. Now, you can obviously, you can use something like say PHP or whatever, but I want to do a Python tutorial because, wait, so why not? So it's part of the Python tutorial. I don't get to do too many Python stuff, so I only use it for Blender and the API, and obviously for, if I can use it for AI, why not? Okay, so as you can see here, it says supported, it says AMD GPU is not supported. Then it says the supported types. I'll tell you why it's saying that in a second. Then it says it supported this one. It says GFX 906. So I have two GPUs. One is an integrated GPU. That one, usually it's 90C. And as you can see, the supported ones here, it's, I don't have that one. You see right near the end here, it says GFX 906. So that one is supported. And you can see right here, it says 90C, GFX 90C. I think the C maybe stands for CPU, GPU, and that's the one that's not supported. So one thing to remember is, and you see it says down here, 32 gigs. 32 gigs, obviously that's the dedicated GPU, and you say the compute is GFX 906. So one thing to pay attention to is that I have 32 gigs of RAM in case you're wondering. I'm just going to show up my task manager here, system monitor. If we go here, I have a Ryzen 5 5600 GT, but this could run, as long as you have enough RAM, it should be fine. And obviously some decent GPU should be okay. So I have a Ryzen 5 5600 GT. The G obviously stands for integrated graphics. It has 6 cores and 12 threads. And you see the memory here. I have 32 gigs of RAM, but the integrated graphics, it reserves 4 gigs of that. So really, I'm basically having 28 gigs. But that's also not true because, for example, I'm using OBS. I have I'm running multi-stream. That doesn't take too much because it's on the command line FFmpeg, and I have a bunch of browser windows open and some other applications probably running, including the desktop environment. So you can see here it says 6 gigs. That's at idle, but obviously when I start running Ollama, really pushing it, this guy is also gonna go up a little bit. So basically, really the usable amount of RAM is probably, oh sorry, and I also forgot, and the swap uses about 8 gigs, the ZRAM uses 8 gigs, so you can imagine, so 20, it's not really 20 because we also have, as I said, applications running, so I don't know how much is really, maybe 20 is probably okay, 20-ish, a little bit, maybe 18 or so is what is actually being used. So just pay attention to that. So I'm going to leave this guy open. I'm going to put it here. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller so we can pay attention to what's going on when Ollama is actually being pushed here. So Ollama is up and running. The API endpoints are there running there. Now I'll leave this open so you guys can see when things actually get started. So next, what I'm going to do, let me actually open up the browser. No, it's fine. I tried this yesterday. So you see here I created an index.html and I created server.py and CSS. So we're going to look at all of these. Let me open up them I'm using the GNOME text editor. I'm going to just drag all of them and dump it into here. So let's look at the index file first. Simple. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Doc type. And here in the head section, you see we have the title at DeepSeek-R1 space 32B local web chat, and it links to the style sheet. I'll show you the style sheet later. We just have some div here, and we have a chat area here, and then we have a form, where we have the input is a type text. I think this should really be a text area. And then we have a button to submit. It's just a send. And then we have the JavaScript here. Basically, just grabs what's it is an add event listener for the submit button. And what happens? It will get the input. If it's empty, it will just not do anything. It will get the value. It will trim it. Do the trimming from the beginning and the end. And then after that, what it will do is it will send it. If you have hit the reset button, it obviously clear it. What it would clear the input. What it will do is then it will put this message saying the DeepSeek-R1 is thinking, and then it will just basically use the fetch API. It will send it to this. Remember this endpoint. You might say, why isn't sending it straight to the? Why isn't it sending it straight to the Ollama client? Well, that's you see why when we go to the Python. So it sends it to our Python script, and then you see we expect to get JSON. So when we get the code back, we JSON the way we send it is we JSONify the prompt, which was just basically whatever was input in there, and then what we do is if we get a response, make sure it's JSON. You see here it says we remove because it's saying thinking in there, we remove that, remove the class list, basically to be hidden, and then after that whatever the output is, you see it says here text content, error, could not connect to AI backend. If everything is okay, you see the text content for that thinking message will be whatever else been output by the Python script. Now, before we go to the Python script, I'm going to take a look at the style sheet here. This is not a styling, so this is obviously subjective. As you can see here, this is my styles here. Remember, all this code is in the article. If you want to, if you copy paste, this is. Yeah, I'm saying you can change all this. Basically, the chat container, the body, H1s, the chat box. I just gave it a border, 1 pixel solid DDD. That's a darkish grayish color. And then yeah, what else did I do here? Mid display flex direction column, and then the message itself. I gave it padding of 10 pixels, 15 pixels. That means top bottom is 15 pixels, left and right is 15 pixels. And I gave it a border radius of 15 pixels. That's going to give it a little bit of roundedness. And word wrap means it's going to break word, meaning that if it's too much stuff, it doesn't fit inside, it will break that word and wrap it. So that's going to be called like a hard wrap. If you don't know the difference between soft wrap and hard wrap. Soft wrap just means that the entire word will be broken up and put into the second if it's too long. And then I can see these other colors. There's some green colors for the user message, the AI message, and the chat form. Yeah, so the submit button as well. And when you hover over, there's another, or mouse over, there's the background color changes for the submit button. So that's the style. Let's go to the Python. This is our AI endpoint. So we import request, we import JSON. I'm going to be drinking a little bit of water because I found out during last night's live stream that when I do a little water, my voice is less coarse. Yes. It's also pretty cold here today. I woke up and it was like 14.5 degrees Celsius. But I felt pretty warm. I actually woke up a little bit late, but feel fantastic. So I still intend not to switch on the heater until at least November 1st. Okay, so then from HTTP server, so I could have run the HTTP server separately, but I put it in the Python script, so that way I just run one thing and it will take care of everything for me. So we're using the simple HTTP request handler and HTTP server, of course, and then we have the URL lib first, because remember we're going to be sending stuff to this. This is going to be our endpoint, so we get URL parse and parse underscore QS, and then the Ollama API URL. You see here, this is where we have the localhost, then colon 11,434 / API generate, because now we want to generate answers. The model we're going to use, the DeepSeek and -R1 32B, and then the name is localhost. The server port is 8000. and you can see we get the response. So the payload is going to be the model name. That's the simple one. So this makes it that if we have a different model in the future, which I most likely will, what I've found is that smaller models are faster and they're easier to train. So I think I thought that DeepSeek-R1 would have the bigger the models. What I found is that the smaller models are actually very, they give the answers, at least for the things I want. So I think that's what I'll do. I think I'm going to shy away from the bigger models until maybe when I get more RAM and in the future maybe have an extra GPU. I think I'll stick to the small ones. I've noticed, I think it's because they have so much, when the parameter size is so big, I think it's just slow to parse through all that data. So I think I said I'll just stick to smaller models. The prompt, and then stream false, and the header is obviously application JSON. So when we get the you see this is how it talks to the Ollama service. We just use request.post, and what we do is response.raise_for_status, and the data, obviously we want JSON. So if it's not JSON, we say error could not parse JSON. And we have this is like what do you call it? The equivalent of try catch, I'm guessing. Oh, it's exception. Sorry, it's exception. Okay. Then we have our chat handler. Basically, it sends it to /API/chat, and then what we do here, we post the content, we read it, we decode it, make sure it's UTF-8, and then if nothing was provided, we say error, no prompt provided. Once we prepare the JSON response for the browser, so remember it's going to be JSON, make sure it's a JSON, we send JSON response 200, and then we have the exception as well, error processing if there's a problem, or for example if the Ollama server is not running. In this case it's running, as you guys saw. And then the JSON response as well, again is a code, the content type with applications as JSON, and access control allow origin, meaning that you allow it from anywhere, just in case course is running. If you don't know what course is, that means it only allows it to come from a specific the same domain. For example, if I have ojambo.com, it's only going to allow things from ojambo.com. It won't even allow things from, say, test.ojambo.com. So that's why we allow it from everywhere. So this will allow us to run this on on production. And then so just write it out, and then we get obviously this will serve the server. Obviously the one is index.html, and that's it. And then you see here the web server, HTTP server, hostname, server port, and Ollama chat handler. That's it. We're done. That's it. We're done. And obviously here, this is to close it. Just Control-C. I'm on Linux, I type Control-C, so we use a try catch, or as Python likes to call it, try exception, and then finally. Okay, there we go. That's it. I've already shown you the CSS, so now we can get started. So this is very simple to run. Go back to the command line here. We can actually run it from here. Yeah, we'll run it from here. So I'm going to, I should actually run this separately. You know what? I'm going to run this separately because I want to show you guys what happens here when it's actually running. So I'm going to run that separately. I'm going to open up this guy here. I'll put it here because we don't need, let me clean this up. And clear. Okay, so all you have to type is Python server.py. And you see it has started on 8000, so all I need to do in the web browser is go to 8000, and you see it tells me what my endpoint is 8000/API/chat. Now if we go back to the code, I believe somewhere here I should have /API. I think I showed you guys right here. You see, localhost 8000/API/chat. So that's the endpoint. Now this is not. Don't try this like going to ojambo.com and going this, because I'm not going to put it up there at this time, and probably never put it up on a server for the public to use. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to monitor all of these. Now, Let's open up. Oh, I realized I already have the Chromium browser opening. So here we go. I'm wondering if I should make this smaller. No, that's fine. Just dump it here. So just go to localhost. Same thing here. So I want the cooler control. You see, localhost 127.0.0.1. Or you can use the IP address of the workstation. So here, as you can see, I have the Ryzen 5 5700 GT, and you see right now the temperature at basically idle, because it's still running OBS and all my server in the background. It's about 50 degrees, and it's actually pretty cool here as well. And you can see the GPU is running at 43 degrees right now. That's because the room is also cool. And normally, like in summer or whatever, it usually runs at 47 degrees, which is fine. It's going to run a little bit cooler also because when I start up this application, this is the integrated one, so we don't need that one. I'm going to collapse that one. And I'm going to collapse this Wi-Fi card because that one doesn't have a fan, so I don't really care about that one's temperature. And you can see here the CPU temperature is 49 degrees, and the one we're interested in is this guy right here, the System Fan 2. So System Fan 2, this one sets it at 2%, and it runs just below 3000 RPM. So that is quiet, or quiet enough. And before I used this application or this fan profile, was that when you just plug in the fan shell, it automatically runs at the maximum speed, which is 20,000 RPM. So that is like a jet engine taking off, very, 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 very loud. And I could not work like that, so I had to come up with a solution. This is my solution. So the good thing about the information you find on the internet will tell you that, oh, you need to run it all the time. No, you don't. Because when the GPU is not being used, you can see, I said when it's not being used, it's around 50-ish degrees, and that was in the summer without with the fan running at a very low. I said it in the BIOS. That's perfectly fine. It does heat up a little bit, but I'm saying it's not being used, so it won't heat up that much. So when it hits 100, I think that's the motherboard temperatures. It just shuts off, makes a sound. So I prefer to, what I usually do is I bump this up to 50%, which is about when I'm running any AI stuff. So I'm not gonna click at that just yet, but you guys will see how quickly the temperature. You see, it's 43 right now. This is the dedicated GPU, and you can see it does use 221 watts, I guess, when it's not doing anything. But I think the wattage, I actually never paid attention to this. I'm going to pay attention to this when it says it's 300 watts. Is that 21.0 or 20? It says 21.0. That's actually not too bad. So I'm going to watch this when we actually start. So let's go to our, let's also go check out our, the reason for this tutorial, the web UI. So it's 127 and with 8000, I believe. Yeah, colon 8000. You can just type localhost if you want. So if you go here, so this is our prompt. You see, it says local AI chat DeepSeek-R1 32B. It says welcome, ask your local DeepSeek-R1 32B model anything. All right, so I'm going to, I asked it the same questions like who's the mayor of Toronto, those type of questions. So as I showed you in the screenshot. So I don't want this tutorial to take too long because I said we're going to actually, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do a night stream, but I guess some people, I'll ask you the same questions. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. I really don't want to take it too long. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to ask it a different question. I'm saying, what license do you use? Okay, I'm going to ask it what license it uses. Okay, question mark there. So I'm going to click send. Then I'm going to check out the command line here. And you see this is working fine. And then here, it's going to, this should also change as well. And then, but I don't want to chance it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to pay attention to this GPU. When the GPU starts going up, I'm going to hit this so that it goes to 50%. Right now it's still at 2%. So when the GPU starts going up, that's when you will see that it has sent the question to the it has sent the question, and then this guy will start bumping right up. Yeah, it goes really fast. That's why I like to be ready here and just to be able to click this right away. So I'm just waiting. You'll see. Okay, come on. Doesn't take that long. Why is the GPU temp junction actually going up? The other guys are not. It will start jumping up really fast. And that's what I said. That's why I didn't want to use a fan profile. I will now if I could jimmy it up, maybe get a sensor, I could do that as well. But I don't want to do that finicky stuff. It's already so tight in there. That's why I've never liked ATX motherboards because the cases are small. The motherboard is small too. I always cut my fingers. And you know the funny thing, this time when I put this system up, I didn't cut my fingers or have any cuts, so I was pretty happy with that. But then when I was when I actually put the GPU, man, that's when of course I had some cuts. But that was pretty close. Why is this taking so long? Let me move this out of the way. What is going on here? Oh yeah, you see, is it done? Did it actually answer quickly? I see something here. It says response. Wow, did it answer that quickly? Is it done? No way. Was it that fast? Oh, you see the temperature? Oh, no, that's not the temperature. Let's see, maybe it's finished. Oh, error, could not connect to AI. Okay, there we go. So I was wondering why it wasn't going up. So it's a message here, but it just says, oh, it's the wrong thing. Let's see what happened. Options, it says, file not found. What the? No, that's the file icon. Unsupported method options. I don't know what in the world happened there. Could not connect to AI backend. Do I have to run it without? It is working. I know it's working because if I type Ollama list, yeah, it's working. Yeah, it is working. You see here, it is working. So I don't know. Huh, that is weird. Let's try it again. What did I put? What license do you use? It still says can't connect. Message unsupported options. I don't know what's going on here. File not found. Okay, let me stop it. Maybe I have to just start it again. Okay, refresh this page. Okay, it seems to be working. What license do you use? Maybe it doesn't like the question. I don't know. What's going on? It should give me an answer. Okay, it's thinking. There we go. Oh, let me make sure. Where is this guy? The GPU should jump up very quickly. Just pay attention there. I thought I saw it go up. Alright, what's going on? Come on. It's because I'm using the GPU. It says still thinking. Okay, so at least there was no error. Come on. Come on. You see the GPU temperature will start going up. That's when you know it's using the GPU. Okay, there we go. Oh, I saw a 44. Okay, that was briefly. I hear something. No. Okay, I'm being too impatient. I don't know what it's doing. Oh, that's weird. Okay, so I was right when I said I want the story to go too long, but that's how you get it. In case you're wondering, I am using the integrated graphics for the live stream, and to record the video, I'm using the dedicated graphics. Maybe that's a problem. Is that I'm using some of the GPU, so maybe it doesn't like multitasking. That could be the problem. But this is just a simple question. Oh yeah, then it says could not connect to AI. I think it's because I'm using the GPU to record, so I will maybe change and just use the CPU to record the video. That might be better because the video will actually be smaller. And yeah, that's unfortunate that we can't run this. You know what, let me try something else. I'm going to stop. Does Control-C work? I'm gonna try something else. Let me see, Ollama list. Okay, I'm gonna kill this Ollama. So I'm gonna psef grep Ollama. Maybe it doesn't like running in the background. That could probably be it. It probably doesn't like running in the background. Okay, so is it just Ollama? I need to kill this one. This is so let me kill this guy. I'm gonna kill it. No such process. It is right there. Okay, let me try the task manager. I'll try to kill it there. Processes, we look for Ollama anywhere here. This Python is running. Oh, can I search? Oh yeah, there's a search here. Oops. So let's try Ollama. There we go, Ollama. So I'm gonna, wow, it uses so little memory. So I'm gonna kill this. Terminate or force, I guess, terminate. And that process. Okay, so it's been stopped. Let's go check it out, make sure it's actually stopped. It says it's still running though. Yeah, it says it's still running. Why did you lie to me here? Ollama. There's nothing Ollama running here, but it's clearly running here. Wow, okay. Let me, maybe it's the server. I'm gonna stop, oops, wrong place to stop the server. Where's the command line here? Is this it? Okay, I'm gonna stop this server as well. Yeah, it's still running. Okay, let me almost serve. Okay, it's not. Okay, so I'm guessing it stopped it. Okay, so I'll just type Ollama. I'll just type Ollama this time and just type serve. I'm not going to run in the background. Maybe that's a problem. So I'll see what's going on here. So here it will let me know everything that's going on. So then I'll restart this server as well. Okay, so both of this should be running. Yes, so there we go. So go back, browsers is here, and I'm going to refresh this page. It could be simply doesn't like that question. I might try a different question. What license do you use? Question mark. Hit send. I'm going to put this here because I'm curious to see if this is actually working. The GPU is not being used at all. It's definitely not even connecting to it because normally it would show what's going on here. and the Python one seems to be okay as well. I don't know what's going on. So something must have changed here. I don't know. I know. I'll see if I can fix this. The problem is when I test this, I said the GPU is not used. I think it's because I'm using the GPU for recording as well. So that's probably the problem. But oh yeah, I didn't even realize this. You see right here, it says there's 32 gigs of obviously the VRAM, but I'm only using 100 obviously for recording. So just using 100 is messing it up. That can't be right. Wow. Yeah, I've you know what I think I've noticed about AI stuff is that when I use the GPU even just a little bit, the quality suffers. So it looks like AI likes to hog the entire GPU. So what I'll do is after this live stream, I'll try. Obviously, I know it's gonna work, but what I'm saying is that what I'll do is maybe I'll start recording using the. You know what? Maybe I will record also using the integrated graphics as well. So that will leave the. We'll leave this guy. We'll leave this guy alone. So this will be just strictly for AI stuff. I think that's what I'll do. Yeah, clearly it's not working, and I know it's not working because what's going on back here? So much stuff open. So we have. Yeah, it's not working. Yeah, error, could not reach AI backend. So I think the problem is, I just learned this. I mean, I kind of knew this, but it looks like if the GPU is even being used for anything else, it does not work. So as I said, what I'll do for tonight's live stream, I'll not use the dedicated graphics to record the video. I'll just leave it alone, and it will just be left just for this task. So we'll get this. We'll have this for tonight. Okay, so that's a little bit unfortunate, but that's it. So well, you guys learned something as well. So there you go. But this is the tutorial is still great. I said it does work. I said that unfortunately, if the GPU is being used for even minor, like you see there, just 100 megabytes out of 32 gigs, it doesn't want to work. So I guess it needs to hog the entire GPU, which is, I said, that is probably for the best, because that means the quality will be better. You know, I'm thinking maybe that's also why I had those failures with Comfy UI when I was trying to do that. That could literally be the issue as well. So we'll continue this tonight. If I do have time, what I'll do is tonight's video, I think I'll append it to this one. It will be down here so that you guys can see a continuation where we improved on the UI. So basically, I'll show you the screenshots. You see, the problem is right now when it works, it just dumps everything as text. So that is not that is fine if your answer is just text, like a bunch of paragraphs. But the problem is, because you basically have run-on sentences and everything, it's better to split things up. For example, if it's code, you clearly want like line numbers, you know what I mean? You want line numbers, line this just makes it easier to copy and paste. Something like a markdown also be pretty nice. So I think that's what we do. But there we go. So the problem is this, you see it says could not connect to the AI backbench, failed to fetch. So the problem is this is not this is not working. Now, to prove to you that it does work, because I believe I did a tutorial on this. So even though the options part is not working for some odd reason, what I'm going to do is, it says unsupported method options. What in the world is going on there? This was working, like I tested it several times. That's why I made the screenshot. But for some reason, it's just going to be a pain in the. It's going to be in a pain in the butt today. Is there word options here anywhere? I can't see the word option. Yeah, option doesn't exist. O P. Yeah, it just says stopped. The options doesn't exist. Is it in the code? Did I mess up the code maybe? Is options in here? Yeah, options is not here. I don't know why it's saying that. And where is this message? Error, could not connect. Is there error here? Could not connect to AI. Oh, here we go. Could not connect to the AI backend. Oh, it's right here. So it's a catch error. Oh! Slap me. Okay. Slap me. Okay, I'll tell you what the problem is. I see I used 127. What I should do is I should go to localhost. I feel pretty stupid. There you go. I should go to localhost. Now, if I ask it, it's going to work. So I have to, let me prepare for this. Give me a second. I have to prepare for this. So I have to type, what is it? What is, in case people are viewing this on, what license do you use? What license do you use? So I click send. Let me go back to the control here. Now this guy should go up soon. Let me just put it here. We can view it. Yeah, it is working. Oops, I have to pay attention here. This guy's going to start. Yeah, see, there you go. It was at 44 degrees. 44. You see now it's 44 degrees here. I just have to prepare because when it actually starts using it, it's going to jump up very, very quickly. 44, come on. It's not yet. I hear something. Come on. Okay, I guess it's not yet. Don't tell me it messed up again. Yeah, so it's still there. Yeah, this guy's gonna jump up, and you will see something come up here as well. Yeah, yeah. See, you see how quickly it jumped up? Is it done? Wow, looks like it was finished very quickly. Okay. Oh wow. Okay, so I was developing the strict simplified generative cloud computation, ensuring legal. Okay, that was actually pretty nice. All right, so let me ask it some questions quickly. I'm not going to ask it all the questions because I said we're going to do this again tonight. So let me find some questions to ask this AI system. So very quickly, who is the mayor of Toronto? So in case you know what the problem was, it was here because the API endpoint is actually saying localhost, not 127. That was just my fault. So if you're listening to this on a podcast, I've had to ramp up the RPMs on the fan shroud, so that's why you're hearing a low sound. Now I think there's some noise reduction, so it's not as loud as I hear it. And oh, this is actually fast. Okay, so I asked it what license do you use. I expected it to say MIT license, but I read out it says I was developed with restrict compliance generated by regulations, blah blah blah. I asked it who the mayor of Toronto is. It gives a wrong answer. Basically, it says it's John Tory, and that's clearly wrong. Oh, it actually says he resigned. Resigned after that year. John Tory selected a mayor in the term before Elliot. Okay, I guess that might be true. I don't. Oh, this is actually a pretty good answer. I'm actually blown away. Okay. You know what? That's actually what? I selected which. Okay, this is wrong. It says Peter Rotler 1, making him the current mayor of Toronto. Okay, that's wrong. that is wrong. So in case you know the current Toronto mayor, or when that guy resigned, is actually Olivia Chow. Okay, so since that went pretty quickly, I'm going to ask it another question. I think I'm going to ask it all the questions before I end this tutorial. So what I was saying, you see all these sentences, they're kind of, it should be broken up a little bit to make it more readable. So the next question, the next request is, I need a PHP code snippet to connect to a MySQL database. So it does provide code that looks pretty accurate, but what I will do is in tonight's live stream, I will what I will do is I will when it's formatted a little bit better, that's when I'll run it. I don't feel like running it right now because I'll need to. I mean, code is code, but still, hey, you know, I'm a human. I want it more human readable. So that's what we're going to do in tonight's live stream. Oh, there you go. That actually didn't take too long. You can see the code seems fine, but because it mixes the text and whatever, it's hard to read. And you see, yeah, it's hard to read. And obviously, I can grab it like that, but you know, let's format it better. That's what tonight's tutorial is. The next request is the usual. I'm gonna request a 1080p screenshot of the GNOME desktop environment. So the answer for this particular request should be that it cannot generate a screenshot because it's a chat-based AI. But what it does is, instead of just answering, so one thing I've noticed, they really can't answer yes or no. So what they try to do, they try to be smart by giving instructions which are usually dated. Now maybe they can be trained to be better, but I think just say you can't do it. That's better. That's why I like the smaller models, because they just answer I can't do it because I don't have the feature to do that. Now when you do things like this, I want to show you what's happening on the command line. I don't know why this is here. That should not be there. What's happening on the command line here? We go here. You see what happened here? This is the Ollama. You see, it tells you how long each request took. So when I asked it what license to use it, you see that one took. It says 1 minute, but we saw it took less than a minute. And I don't know. It says a minute. It took less than a minute. The next one took about 33 seconds. I went to 48 seconds, and this one took a minute and 12 seconds. Okay, and this is the ones you see here for the Python script as well. So if you go back here, this is the answer, and I said some of this is pretty dated because I didn't specify what GNOME desktop to use. You can say, okay, that's your fault, but okay, whatever. Okay, I'm going to request a Kotlin code next. This one is very difficult for AIs to get right, because the request is for Kotlin code snippet to open the Camera 2 API and place it on a camera view on a texture view. Sorry, to place the camera view on a texture view. So I was hoping that some AI will be able to answer this, then I could literally copy that code and create a tutorial for you guys, but none of them were able to do it, so I had to do it myself. What I actually did was I created it in Java, and then I did a conversion, and then I tweaked it a little bit, and that's how I was able to do that. So the funny thing is, even to this day, 2025, as I speak to you, late 2025, no AI has been able to do that. I even got a partner who he pays like some ridiculous fee per month. They have like all this bunch of AI systems, so you can generate code and all that. Even now, the code it provided was insufficient, even for Blender as well, which will be the next request. So I'll show you. This is the second last one, and I'll show you the last one, and I'll switch off the fan. In case you're wondering what the fan speed is, as I said before, you see it's 8,500 RPM or 8,510 RPM. It's, as I said, 50%. See, the temperature is 79%. That's about right, 79, 80. Sometimes it gets up to 82%, but that's fine. So you can see the temperature GPU junction. It's 100. If it hits 100, I think it's actually the motherboard. The motherboard won't let it go above 100. It will just sound an alarm, and as you can see, You can tell it's using the GPU because the temperature is that high, and the CPU is rarely used. Oh, I forgot what happened to the. You can see the resources being used. So, one core is being used, which is fine. And then you can tell it's not using any of the swap, so it's using it fits into the memory. So this type of chatbots, one good thing about them is they can use the GPU instead of trying to load the stuff into memory, which if you notice when I was doing a conf UI stuff like that really ticked me off, because it loads it into memory first before it passes the GPU. Completely nonsense. You should just pass everything right to the GPU. And then it's obviously very slow, because when RAM fills up, then it's going to use the swap space, which is the slowest. So obviously GPU is fastest, then the memory, and then but progressively it gets much worse. So preferably run everything in the GPU. If not, the memory is fine, but definitely don't want to use swap. So how do I know this guy is done? Well, when the temperature starts going down, you will know it's done. Or we can go check it out. You see, it's not finished yet. It's still thinking. Oh, now it's done. You see, there's some kanji characters. I think that's Chinese. So there we go. That's the code. And if, as I said before, if we go check, you can see the temperature is already going down 69. So that's how you know it's done. It's a simple trick. So I'm going to ask it about the last one, which is I'm going to request a Blender blend file for fire animation. I'll go back to command line, and you can tell how long it took. I can grab all this information. This one. You can also grab this information and give it to Python and output it if you want. We might, if we have time, we might do that tonight. So you see, this is a request. So one thing you will notice is that when we request anything to do with coding, it takes a little bit longer. For example, you see this one was for Kotlin. This one was Kotlin request. This one was 3 minutes. The request for the screenshot, that took up a minute. That's actually a surprise it took that long. And this one was for this was for PHP. This was for sorry, I forgot. I got confused. This one was for the license, very fast. This one was for PHP, 33 seconds. 48 seconds was for the 1080p screenshot, and 1 minute for the. Wait, that makes no sense. I'm still confused here. Wait, I'm so confused. Okay, this one just finished. This is the Blender one. This 3-minute one was the Kotlin code, then 1080p desktop, and then this is a PHP. Oh no, the mayor. I forgot the mayor. This is the mayor one, and this one was the license. So there we go. So that's a little bit long for me. So I think I'll definitely try a different model. You know what? Since I'm here, let me ask it another question. So, by the way, in case you're wondering, this is all wrong. But we'll see tonight. Maybe we'll test out there. So I'm going to ask it, if I ask you to write a children's book for me, how long will it take you? That shouldn't take very long. Really? It has to use the GPU for that question? You gotta be kidding me. Seriously? Okay, let's see. Temperature is still rising. Oh, the temperature is rising more. You gotta be kidding me. Seriously? I guess it's looking at children's books, and maybe I wasn't specific enough. Like when I asked for the license. Oh, it stopped at 74. So I'm guessing it's done. Yeah, it's still going up. Yeah, because I see it going up. Okay, it's going down, so it must be done. There we go. Wow. Whoa, that's a lot. Okay, so the user is asking about writing a children's book. They want to know how long it will take. Let me think about this step by step. First, I should consider what factors affect the time needed. Well, the length of the book matters a lot. Shorter stories are quick, maybe 1 to 3 weeks. What? But if it's longer, like a chapter book or novel, that could take up to several months. Whoa! I think you didn't understand my question. Oh, and the complexity too. Simple stories, but intricate ones with lots of characters and themes. Then there's the content development. If they have a clear idea, it should speed things up. Maybe they already have a plot outlined, some characters. But if they need help brainstorming stuff, that could add more time to the process. They might not know yet, but I lost my thought. You see, this is what I'm saying. It's very hard to read this. Basically, it's good to ask if they plan on doing multiple revisions, blah, blah, blah. I don't know why it's being third person, understanding the target audience, blah, blah, blah. So the length of book, a picture book, blah, blah, blah. So I don't think it understood my question. So clearly, yeah, once we discuss it, I'll provide more. So obviously, you guys know what I'm looking for. It should say maybe an hour or two, right? 3 weeks, that's crazy. Like, could you imagine leaving this thing on for 3 weeks? Let me see if the cooler, if it's back to temperature, it's cooling down. Yeah, it's down. So I'm gonna switch this off, or I'm gonna turn it back down to 2%. And then just click this guy here, apply setting, there we go. Now I can, you see 139, so yeah, that's perfectly fine. You know, some people are saying, oh, leave it at 3,000 or 4,000, 5,000, that's just nuts. It's not being used. When it's not being used, it's perfectly fine. So, as you saw in the command line, this times here, this times here, the reason they're a little bit high is because I said I'm using the GPU even though I'm using only 100 megabytes out of the 32 gigs. It does affect it, which is really weird. So these are way faster when I'm not actually using the GPU, and the GPU is completely, you know, not used for on anything else. They're actually faster. But there you go. Let me zoom out just a little bit more. Oh, zoom out, I said. There we go. So as you can see, it's you go to /app/generate. So you don't need to use Python. If you want to do it in the command line, you can simply just send the prompt right there yourself, and it will take care of this for you here as well. So you can, as you can see here, the general name is DeepSeek-R1 distill Quen 32B. So if one thing you always notice about this type of models is that they're always based on another model. Usually they are trained by small models, and then they get big, they get their own name, but usually they start from the same way as well. And you can see in case you're wondering what type of model this is, it's a GGUF version 3 latest. It's the ARC is Quen 2. So I could probably just use a Quen 2, but normally what happens when models are trained for specific things, in this case it's called DeepSeek. So its answers are actually some of the best answers I have had so far with the local AI. But in terms of impressiveness, I can't really say anything because it's unfair to compare this to when I had my old system with only a GTX 950 with 2 gigs of VRAM. So obviously this is faster. The system is also faster, more RAM, way more VRAM. So there you have it. So am I happy with these answers? We will see tonight. Be sure to join me at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Let's finish up here. Okay, so you guys, as you can see, one thing I do like about this is it didn't use the swap at all. It used very little memory, it used very little CPU. It actually sent the stuff to the GPU as you saw there. So I'm going to show you how you can stop this. So here we are in what is this? Ollama. So as you saw, you can stop it 2 ways. You can go to your task manager, and you can go. Oops. You can go to your task manager here. You go to processes and you search for Qemu, for example. I can search for not Qemu, Ollama. See Ollama. Oh, there we go. That's why. Okay, the Ollama server. That's the one I should have killed. So you can kill the Ollama server and Ollama itself. So you kill those two. Oh, it's Ollama and hyphen service. So I learned something there myself. So that's one way to do it. The other way is in the command line here. If you just Control C, I'm on Linux. Now if I search for it, it should not be there. Grep Ollama, yeah, it's gone. Okay, so you see there's nothing there, so it's actually stopped. And then obviously here, this is the Python stuff. Just Control C, you see server stopped, so there, stopped running. And then obviously this one as well for the cooler control, I don't need it anymore, so I'm going to stop that as well. Control C, it stopped. Then I can close all of this. I just type exit, exit, and exit. Don't need any of it. And there we go. So I don't need the cooler control. I'm just going to get rid of it. And here I'll just leave this as a as my outro. Okay, so as I already proved yesterday, I proved to you that this is a live stream. And here were the results. In case you're wondering, the Mayor of Toronto got it wrong. The Mayor of Toronto is Olivia Chow. For the PHP code, I didn't test it. I said we'll test it tonight when it's more formatted in an easier to read format. And then the 1080p screenshot, you can read the answer there. As I said, it has some outdated instructions. The Kotlin code, I didn't test it. We'll probably test it tonight. Then the Blender stuff is actually outdated as well, so that doesn't work because I'm using Blender 4.5 LTS, the latest one. Alright, if you want to level up your Python skills, this simple web integration is just the beginning of what you can do with Python and powerful local LLMs. LLM stands for Large Language Model. My book, Deepen Your Python Knowledge with my book, it's called Learning Python. It's available on Amazon. The link is in the description. My course, you can get structured learning and hands-on practice with my Learning Python online course. It's available on jamboshop.com. The link is also in the description. And if you need an expert help setting up this powerful technology or mastering your coding skills, you can hire me for one-on-one tutorials. They could be Python or any other programming language, could be whether it's HTML5, JavaScript, PHP, C, Java, Kotlin, and other goals you might have, even consultations. You can contact me at jambo.com/contact. And if you need LLM, remember, large language model installation and migration, I can professionally install the DeepSeek-R1 32B LLM or migrate it to your machine or your server environment to ensure smooth, optimal performance. You can contact me at ojamboservices.com/contact. The links for all of these are also in the description, obviously also in the article here. Now, with that said, quick reminder, I do a live stream every day at 2 p.m. Eastern. What you do is you go to jambo.com, you go to the watch menu, lifestyle menu, you can see topics for this and upcoming tutorial. You see all of them always at 2 p.m. Eastern. For example, this is what we're doing tomorrow. Pretty interesting. Again, 2 p.m. Eastern. Also, be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments. That helps the channel grow and helps people find content such as this. And it also helps me as well, because the more people who watch these videos, they can contribute in that they help me learn myself, and I'll help others as well pick up the skills I have, because my goal in life is to improve, and also I think that if I share the information I have, people can also improve, and not just for programming but just in general, so you don't have to wait around and when you can fix things yourself, do it yourself. Okay, so I also have 2 other recommended resources. The first one I'm going to talk about is SpaceX Starlink. I live in a rural area and I work from home, and SpaceX Starlink has been fantastic for me. I use it, for example, even right now. Remember, I'm doing live chat on YouTube, Odyssey, Rumble, and BitChute, and I have high-speed internet. Not only that, I also use it on my phone for Wi-Fi calling. So Wi-Fi calling lets me call and receive phone calls, SMS messages and MMS messages, meaning the short and then the multimedia versions of them, so without paying any roaming fees. Even if I could pay roaming fees, which I did in the past, they were very little, but it makes a difference. And also because it's spotty, you're talking to somebody, you lose connection, cellular connection. So obviously by having this, it works very well. It also works outside. I can actually go basically up to the chicken hoop and I stay able to receive calls outside, as if I'm in like in a place where the signal is very strong. All right, so if you're thinking of getting this service, you should use my referral link, the SpaceX Starlink residential service referral link. If you do that, I'll get 1 month free, and you guys will get a discount. So the discount depends on your the discount and its duration depends on your geographical location. And the other one I have is I've been using this Honeywell HeatBud ceramic heater for about a year. For over a year. It's helped me save, because here it's propane for heating. The problem is propane is extremely expensive where I am. It's delivered, but the problem is I was a little bit spoiled because I came from the condo where the temperature used to be like 25 degrees. I never had to turn on the heater in winter. So what I actually did is I bought a portable air conditioner because it was so hot. So I never had to turn on the heater. So I got spoiled. So when I moved here, my first instinct is obviously to crank it up to 24, 23 degrees. And oh boy, when I saw the price, and this was in 2023 when we had a mild winter. Last year I had to turn on the heater right on October 1st because I had baby chicks inside. So they didn't have their feathers or their adult feathers, big girl feathers yet. So I needed more heat. So I turned it on. And so what I decided to do this year is to save even more. I got this little guy last year, and it helped me a lot, especially in late October when the girls finally moved into the hoop coop, and late winter. So I started using this guy this year because it's been cooler, right on October probably 1st, and it helped me a lot. For example, like even today, when I woke up, it was 14.5 degrees in the house. I didn't turn on the heater yet. So in here in this room, because I have obviously my workstation, I have the monitors, and it's a smaller room as well, this little guy is pretty good. That's one thing I dislike about HVAC, central HVAC, is that it heats up all the rooms, right? Even if you're not there, which makes, to me, it never made any sense. They should have at least a range or something where you can say, okay, this room should be at this temperature. The other rooms, they can be at a lower temperature. That's something would be an improvement, but people say, no, you save more. No, you don't. So I'm saying, yeah, propane is ridiculous. I'll give you an example. This summer, I had my uncle staying with me, and with the air conditioner blasting all the time, he was always feeling super hot. It was a drought. I paid a little bit more than normal, but still maybe $10-20 extra. So if I was using electrical heat, I would probably pay maybe $150. I know because my brother-in-law's father, that's what they pay. They use electrical heat, and they have a big house, And so for me, just one person, I pay an average of about $250, sometimes $300 a month in propane. And you know what? The propane is only for heating the furnace. The hot water heater is on electric. Everything is electric. The clothes dryer is electric. The oven is electric. The stove is electric. Everything is electric. So you can imagine. Obviously, anyway, I don't want to get into that. So I also have affiliate link for this. It's there on jambo.com. If you buy it, it's on affiliate link on Amazon. If you buy it, I think I get a little bit of commission if you do purchase. I'm working on an article for it, so I'll probably put up the video. It might be as early as probably not this week, but maybe in the weekend or very early next week. I'll put one. So I've been using it for 1 year. As I said, it's fantastic, and it's not loud. I can switch it on right now. Oh, I forgot there's this safety feature. So there we go. You see, it has fewer decibels than a big one, so it's pretty nice, and it does. I said it does its job. Oh, that's high. That's low. Oh, okay. So I rarely use high. It's usually on low. So it's 250 watts, and it's 180 and 250. So low is 180, high is 250. So that's up to you. So I'll do the calculations, and you guys will see how much I saved. All right, and oh yeah, last one, sorry, I almost forgot. I have this novelette. It's called The Algorithmic Serpent. It's available on Amazon as well, in ebook and paperback form. It's by me. You see my name there, Eduardo Jambo. And this is about a scientist who creates an AI system and loses his mind. So not only does he have to regain control of his mind, he also has to get control of the AI system he created. And as you can see here, this is the back. And if you have Kindle Unlimited, you can get the ebook version for free. I made both as affordable as possible. They're basically almost at cost. So the reason for that is because I want to get feedback. Let me know, good or bad, what you think about it, because I love writing and I want to get back into writing full time. So let me know, good or bad. I said it'll help me as well. I'm here to learn, as I said before. So be sure to do that. Just get it. If you have Kindle Unlimited, it's free. It won't cost you anything. You can read it, read half of it, quarter of it. Just let me know, good or bad. Thank you very much. With that said, I'm checking the live chat now. I'm going to start with BitChute. I'm going to refresh the page again because sometimes there's back. Okay. Okay, there, that was BitChute. If you've heard anything, there's no chat there. I'm going to check Rumble. I'm going to refresh as well because sometimes it gets stuck. Okay, no chats there as well. Thanks for viewing there on Rumble and also BitChute. And now last one is Odyssey. I'm going to refresh there, and no chat requests there. I'm going to check YouTube, also no chat requests today. That's really odd, but that's fine. By the way, if you're on YouTube, a viewer did request super chat, so I have enabled that. But there's no chat requests right now, so I'll see you guys tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern and tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. With that said, I'll leave you guys and have a great day. Good night. And wherever you are in the road, my Indian friends, viewers, and everybody else, I'll see you tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Well, as I said before, we're going to continue this. We're just going to format it a little bit better so it's more human readable and easier to copy and paste. Bye now. Have a great